Hi guys, welcome back. Let's check today the 2nd of April 2024. So on our calendar on the 2nd of April, Tuesday 2024, we have actually the German preliminary CPI, which is gonna go around and be all day long like a red news event. Then we have JOLTS, like the job openings, around 10 a.m. So going back to our chart, well, first and foremost, we need to play the replay and play the button until 3 a.m. And let me sign it down here, 3 a.m. New York local time, because we're going to be trading the Silverbullet until 4 a.m. And then for the morning session, which is going to be from 10, we have red news. So I'm going to sign it at 10:15 until 11, and then we have the afternoon session that goes from 2 p.m. until 3 p.m. So these are going to be our trading times for today, always keeping in mind that we have these red news that are actually going on throughout the whole day. So if we're not sure, it's probably going to be better for us to not be trading that day. I'm going to be replaying now, so we are on the 15 minutes time frame, Euro USD. We're going to be playing the price movements, and I'm going to take away the previous things that I charted around because we don't need it anymore. Awesome. And let's just play and let's see how the price is going to be moving. So this is still the Monday 1st of April. We pressed play and we want to arrive until 2:45, circa 2:50. I am New York local time on the 2nd of April 2024. So we're just playing the price movements. Let me go a bit faster. This is on the 15 minutes time frame. I will usually not sit down and observe the price movements. I will just gonna let it play, not pay too much attention because I don't want to get biased. I know my trading time, I know when they are. I sign them up with vertical lines, and before that or after that, I don't want to be observing the price movements too much because I know what I'm looking for and I want to focus on that. So here we are on Tuesday 2nd of April. And I'm going to stop here and move to the 5 minutes time frame, and now we're going to start a little bit our analysis. So let me resize. So what we want to sign and what we want to see are actually first and foremost liquidity levels and then fair value gaps. So let's go with the liquidity levels. We have for this day, so from midnight until 3 a.m., this is going to be our buy side liquidity level. And our sell side liquidity level is actually gonna be like we had this level of sell side liquidity that then got taken out at 2:45, as we can see here. So this was our liquidity which got taken away. So let's keep that in mind. The liquidity just got swiped up. What I'm gonna be looking for now that the liquidity just got swiped up? Well, what I wanna see and what I see here is the price taking out the sell side liquidity, then reversing and going in the opposite direction. Here I want to see the price taking out a previous level and then forming a fair value gap. And in this fair value gap is where I want to be entering the trade. So interesting. Looks like we already maybe could be having an interesting setup. Let's check for fair value gaps. Do we see any fair value gaps being formed? Well, we see a fair value gap here, but it got closed and it's not interesting for us. We're looking for the price still to go a tiny bit higher. But let's observe the price movements on the 3 minutes time frame. And yes, before going to the 3 minutes time frame, we should definitely sign this fair value gap here on the 5 minutes, which is interesting for us, which is good. Fair value gap. Definitely still active. Okay, let's go on the 3 minutes. 3 minutes time frame. What do we observe here? Let's take a moment and let's look at the price movement. Looking at the price on the 3 minutes time frame, we can definitely observe a fair value gap here, which we couldn't see before. So this is definitely an active fair value gap on the 3 minutes time frame. the price took out sell side liquidity. We do not see any fair value gaps being formed here, so in this area. And we do not see any fair value gaps being formed in this area on the 3 minutes time frame. So let's just play the movements a little bit slowly and let's see how the price, what the price does, how it is behaving, because so far until this moment I don't have an entry. It's also true that it's 2:57 a.m. New York local time and I'm gonna start trading at 3. We know that after 2:30, if the price takes out liquidity, we can usually consider that as our liquidity is being taken, and so following the mentorship 2022 from ICT, this is still a check for us to then enter a trade after 2:59 3 a.m. New York local time. So let's play the price movements, let's see what happens next. I do not see fair value gaps being formed. Looks like the price is going higher. Oh wow, look at this candle. Big bullish candle. But I do not see a fair value gap. And I do not see a possible entry for us. I mean, here, if the price movements were cleaner, we could have thought about an entry, but we don't have a fair value gap or anything, and the price like just took out the previous level here, so no entries, clearly no entries for the moment. The price is now on the upper side. It just took out our buy side liquidity. And by the way, I mean, let's review it together. Maybe I missed something, but I do not see an entry here. Maybe here an entry, but I have to be honest with you guys, I would not have been able to enter here. The price movements were too hectic, too fast for me to be entering. So if you managed to enter, congrats, compliments. That's not me. I trade a little bit slower maybe. And I take my time when I'm trading, and I really want to see things happening on the 3 minutes time frame. So here for me, I would not have had the chance to enter there. Like, it's way too small, not only of a fair value gap, but like of the end of an entry for me to be trading. And the price is going higher. Whew, let me resize here. Still, we can see here a mini fair value gap, but it's really mini and that candle hasn't closed yet. Okay, we have another fair value gap here, looks like. The price is going higher, but for me this is already too late. It's 3:57, and in this case I would not have had an entry on this time frame from 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. New York local time on the 2nd of April 2024. Okay guys, so here we didn't have an entry. Let's go and let's set ourselves at the next trading time, which is going to be from 10:15 probably until 11 a.m. New York local time. So let's just play the price movements on the 50 minutes time frame. I can take this away. Sell side liquidity still stays, buy side liquidity doesn't. Looks like the price is going higher. 50 minutes time frame. Forming new highs. Whew. And now I want to slow down a moment because it's going too fast. I'm gonna go now on the 5 minutes time frame. Actually, before changing time frame, guys, now I want to slow a moment down. I want to assign my liquidity levels. So I had here buy side liquidity taking out again. So here I have my new level of buy side liquidity. Let's sign it up. So it's now about to be 10 a.m. New York local time, and we have news, right? We said it before. So at 10 a.m. exactly, we have the job openings. So let's see what happens with the job openings. This is on the 50 minutes time frame, so we can change. We can go on the 5 minutes time frame now, and we can adjust, sign. We have a few fair value gaps. This one for me is closed. This one we touched upon, price going higher. Let's see what happens now. So now we are in the 5 minutes time frame. I'm gonna actually go on, and it's right now like right before 10, right? So 9:55, about to be 10, we have news at 10, so we need to let the news pass and wait for 10:15 to actually start trading and to start looking for an entry. So now on the 3 minutes time frame, I'm just going to play the price movements, see what the price does. Yes, big news, look at that, big news. Okay, with the news, the price is taking out the buy side liquidity level, which is interesting for us. So it has formed a new high. Price readjusting, and it's about to be 10:15. Okay, this is good. Let's see what the price does after. So I'm gonna play the price movements slower, and we would like to see the price actually going lower now, forming a new high. And yes, I would like to see the price going lower from the new high. You can take this away. So remember guys, we're not interested in this fair value gap. This doesn't interest us, okay? This fair value gap is not interesting for us. What we want to see is the price going higher, forming a new high, and then going lower. And in this movement, while the price goes lower, forms a fair value gap. This is a fair value gap formed here while the price was going higher. So we're not interested in entering this fair value gap, okay? That's very important to remember. That's a big difference. Okay, this is a fair value gap that I like. This here is a fair value gap that for me is worth noting, because this is a fair value gap that I maybe want to be entering. So the price took a high, check, check. Started going lower, check, check. I have fair value gap. So if I want to enter a trade, I would enter a trade going lower. From the fair value gap, I could place here my stop loss, which would be already good. And as my take profit, I can place it here to the previous low or even a bit lower. So where do I see a strong level? I see a strong level, a strong low here. Then I have the fair value gap. So this could also be a level. And then the next level that I see is actually this level here. You can see. So I could be placing also here my take profit. I think that I'm gonna try to go, and I'm always trying to be like and go on the safe side, which would be the beginning here of this fair value gap and this level here. So let's place our take profit here and let's see how it goes. The mid of the fair value gap to make a risk to reward of 4. And let's wait for the price to retrace back. I'm gonna play it even slower. Bear with me. I wanna see when I'm entering this trade. Maybe it's too slow. Okay, here I would enter the trade. The price tapped back. I didn't manage to enter in the fair value gap because it was going way too fast. I would enter my trade here. I decided I enter my trade there. I'm confident. I'm seeing what I want to be seeing. I see the price retracing back in the fair value gap. Cool, I didn't have time to enter right in the fair value gap because the price movement with the replay was way too fast, and that's totally okay. Maybe the price is gonna tap back into it again and I could be entering for the second time the price taps back into the fair value gap, but that's never a given. And so if I manage right now to stop the replay here, I'm gonna be entering here, and that's totally fine. What's important not to do is to enter a trade when the price and when the movement is already far away from the fair value gap. So our fair value gap is here. If the price movement is, for example, here, I would not enter anymore. It's not worth it. While it's here, like really close to the fair value gap, then it's still okay to be entering. And let's play it. price going down. You see it retraced back for a second, but I also didn't manage to see that trade. I can maybe put it a little bit faster for us because now we enter the trade, so it's okay. We can see what happens. Okay, and our take profit is being fulfilled in literally what? From 10:36 until 10:45, 10:48. So that's amazing. That's really literally been like 10 minutes, not even, and our take profit has been taken, so that's good. Let's keep playing to see the whole session of price movements. And as you can see, the price did not yet touch this level here, but about to. Let's see if it's gonna actually go lower. See the price form new fair value gaps, but the first one and the best one to enter would have actually been this one here. Awesome. What you can take away from these price movements from 10:15 until 11 a.m. New York local time on the 2nd of April 2024 is always wait until at least 15-20 minutes for the red news to be over. So red news, we're at 10, we wait at least until 10:15 to enter and to think about entering any possible trade. Second big takeaway from this trading session, from this Silverbullet trading session, would be to be patient with the price movements, and even if you're not right inside the fair value gap and you don't manage to enter right here, if the price moved a tiny bit out of the fair value gap, is still okay to enter. If the price moved way away from the fair value gap, then guys, do not enter. Simply wait for another Silverbullet session. There are 3 Silverbullet sessions a day. Patience always pays off. Okay, let me take away the drawings because we don't need them anymore until the next session, and let's set up for the following session, which is going to be from 2 until 3 p.m. New York local time. I'm going to go here on the 15 minutes time frame and move and enjoy our price movement a little bit faster. So remember, lunchtime we never trade. From 12 until 1 p.m. New York local time, we're just having a lunch break ourselves as well. And I'm in Europe, I'm in Zurich by the way, so that works quite well for me. And I'm gonna stop here the price movements. And our sell side liquidity has stayed the same, but the price is going higher, so we're gonna assign here our buy side liquidity. And we can see that during the lunchtime from 12 until 1, the price movements were kind of nothing crazy. Here the biggest price move was actually between 10 and 11 when we had the red news. So let's go back to the 5 minutes time frame and let's observe the price movements here. So what do we have? In this case, guys, I can tell you already, we would really like the price to go even higher if you want to be trading and to take out this level of buy side liquidity. I signed the buy side liquidity here. You can sign it here at this precise level, or you can sign it here. I like to be a little bit tighter with my liquidity because I'm trading Forex. But if you're trading indexes, then backtest and see for yourself what is the best liquidity level to keep in mind. Okay, let's go on the 3 minutes time frame now. And let's see how the price is going to be behaving. So we have a fair value gap here. And we also have a smaller fair value gap here. What I want to see though, first and foremost, is the price taking out a liquidity level. So previous liquidity level, what we can observe is also this liquidity level here, which I would sign like this. This looks like a series of highs in our case. So it's a series of highs, equal highs. And as lows, we actually have here this level and this level as our lows. So I'm going to just sign it in red. This is something to keep in mind, guys. These are not strong liquidity levels. It looks indeed like that the price was like ranging a little bit here between these two levels. They're not strong liquidity levels, so keep that in mind. I don't always take a trade just because the price went higher or lower than these levels. So let's see what happens now. Let's play the price movements slowly on the 3 minutes time frame, and let's see what the price wants to give us for this afternoon session. Remember, this is on the 3 minutes time frame, and I'm playing it here at 0.5 speed, so a little bit slower than the 3 minutes time frame. Okay, look at it here. The price took out this level, these lows, and it looks like it's going lower. What else can we observe? So it went higher, it did not respect this fair value gap, and now it started going lower. It formed one fair value gap, second fair value gap. It looks like it's touching back into this fair value gap to then go lower. Remember, this for me would not be an entry. Would not be an entry because what we are looking for with the model is that the price goes lower and then retraces back. And here I'm not seeing that. I'm just seeing the price actually doing something like went higher, going lower, forming a fair value gap, slightly tapping back into it, going lower. So this is not the price movement that I want to be entering right now. Let's keep playing and see what happens. Maybe the price reverses. And the price is reversing. We can see that the price is reversing, and now the question, guys, becomes, is the price reversing because, let me do it like this, is the price reversing because it actually wants to go higher, or is it just reversing because it's touching this fair value gap and then after it maybe wants to go lower again? So this is a big question, okay? In this case, usually when I see really like a series of fair value gap and quite a clean price movement on the 3 minutes time frame or on the 5 minutes time frame, you can observe it also here, I would not be entering a trade to go long, because remember, when we actually see the price taking out sell side liquidity, we want to then be taking along and we want to enter the trade here or wherever the price forms a fair value gap. Let's say it's here. I want to be entering the trade here for the price to go higher. I doubt that this is going to be the case. Also, please always notice the time. It's 2:50. So our silver bullet time is about to be over and the price is just starting to reverse. So the chances are getting lower and lower of me entering a trade. Whew, look at this candle, price tapping back into this fair value gap. That happened at 2:57, and this is probably simply not going to be my entry time, but I'm going to play it for you to let you see. I mean, even if you guys, somebody would tell me, oh, I would enter the trade here, first and foremost, I think you should not. But even if you decide to enter the trade there, where do you place your stop loss? Do you place it here? Do you place it on the top of this candle? I'm not sure. And then what are you targeting? Are you targeting this level? Let's see, let's play and let's see. So even if you did enter, that would not have been a good idea. So always remember, wait for your confirmation, be patient. If you're not 1000% sure, the best thing that you can do is to preserve your capital. And these are the 3 silver bullet sessions for the 2nd of April 2024. Now we're going to look at the 3rd of April, Wednesday 2024. Guys, remember, if you find value in this video, please give it a like, give it a comment. It really helps with the algorithm. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to see you in the next one.